The girl's voice was not her own. I will never forget that moment. She was tied to the bed, shaking, her eyes wide open, but she wasn't looking at us. She was looking past us. Like something else was in the room. Then she smiled. Slow. Wrong. And in a deep voice that did not belong to her, she said, "He already sold it, and now I'm here to take it." The room went completely silent. I felt my chest tighten. Take what? I asked without thinking. Her head snapped toward me so fast it made a sharp cracking sound. And she whispered, "His soul." Then she started laughing. Not like a normal laugh. It sounded like two voices at the same time. That was the moment I knew something was very, very wrong. And I wish I could say that was the worst thing that happened that night. But it wasn't. Because everything that led to that moment started weeks before. And it all began with a simple decision. A bad one. My name is Marcus Reed. I live in Ohio. I don't believe in ghosts. Or demons. Or any of that stuff. At least, I didn't. Until I met Ryan. Ryan was my best friend. We grew up together. Same school. Same neighborhood. He was always the funny one. Always joking. Always smiling. But a few months ago, something changed. He got quiet. Started skipping hangouts. Stopped answering calls. At first, I thought he was just busy. Then one night, he showed up at my house. Knocking hard on my door. I opened it. And I almost didn't recognize him. He looked tired. Not just sleepy. Like something had drained him. His eyes had dark circles. His skin looked pale. "You okay?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. He just walked inside. Sat down. And stared at the floor. "Ryan." He finally spoke. "I think I messed up." I frowned. "What do you mean?" He looked at me. And for a second, I felt something strange. Like he wasn't fully there. "I made a deal," he said quietly. I laughed a little. "What kind of deal?" He didn't smile. "With something." That made me stop. "What are you talking about?" He rubbed his hands together. Nervous. "I found this site online. It talked about getting what you want." I crossed my arms. "Ryan, that sounds like a scam." He shook his head. "No. It worked." I raised an eyebrow. "What did you get?" He hesitated. Then said, "Money. A lot of it." Now I was confused. "Okay, and what's the problem?" He looked at me again. And this time, I saw fear. Real fear. It said I had to give something back. I sighed. "Yeah, that's how scams work." "No," he said quickly. "Not like that." He leaned closer. "They asked for my soul." I stared at him. Then shook my head. "Come on, man. You don't believe that." He didn't laugh. I didn't either. The room felt colder suddenly. "Ryan." I said yes, he whispered. I sat back. "You're serious?" He nodded slowly. "And now, things are happening." I didn't want to play along. But something about him felt off. "What kind of things?" He swallowed. "I hear voices." I stayed quiet. "They call my name, even when I'm alone." I tried to stay calm. "Maybe you're just stressed." He shook his head again. "No. It's more than that." He looked toward the window. Like he expected something to be there. "Sometimes. I see things too." That gave me chills. "What things?" He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "People, but not people." I felt my stomach twist. "That doesn't make sense." "I know," he said. "But they're getting closer." I rubbed my face. "Ryan, you need to relax. Maybe talk to someone." "I did," he said. I looked at him. "Who?" He hesitated. Then said, "A priest." That caught me off guard. "A priest?" He nodded. He said it might be real. Now I didn't know what to say. I didn't believe any of this. But Ryan. He looked serious. Too serious. So what now? I asked. He stood up slowly. I'm going back tomorrow. Back where? To see him again. I sighed. You want me to come? He looked at me. For the first time that night. He smiled. Yeah, I do. The next day, we drove out of town. Far. Past places I recognized. Into areas I didn't. Old roads. Quiet. Almost empty. We stopped near a small church. It looked old. Very old. The paint was faded. The windows dark. This is it? I asked. Ryan nodded. We got out. The air felt heavy. Like something pressing down on us. You feel that? I asked. Ryan didn't answer. He was already walking toward the door. We went inside. It was quiet. Too quiet. No people. Just candles. And a man standing near the front. Tall. Wearing dark clothes. He turned as we walked in. You came back, he said. His voice was calm. But serious. Ryan nodded. I brought someone. The man looked at me. His eyes were sharp. Like he could see through me. This is Marcus, Ryan said. The man nodded slightly. Stay close, he told me. I frowned. Why? He didn't answer. He just turned and started walking. Follow me. We did. Down a narrow hallway. Into a smaller room. There was a bed in the center. And someone lying on it. A girl. She looked about our age. Her hands were tied. Her face was pale. What's going on? I asked. The man turned to Ryan. It started last night, he said. Ryan swallowed. Is she? The man nodded slowly. She needs help. I didn't like this. At all. We should leave, I said. Ryan shook his head. No, we can't. The girl suddenly moved. Her body is shaking. Her eyes opened wide. And she looked straight at me. Then she smiled. Slow. Wrong. And in that deep, terrible voice, she said. He already sold it, and now I'm here to take it. My heart stopped. The man stepped forward quickly. Do not speak to it, he warned. But I couldn't move. The girl's head turned slowly toward Ryan. And she whispered. You belong to us now. Ryan stepped back. Fear all over his face. No, I didn't mean it. The girl laughed. That horrible, broken laugh. And then, the ropes snapped. Just like that. Like they were nothing. She sat up fast. Too fast. Her eyes locked on Ryan. And she screamed. Not loud. But sharp. It cut through the air. Then she jumped off the bed. And ran straight toward him. That's when everything went out of control. Ryan didn't even have time to react. The girl moved too fast. 1 second she was on the bed. The next, she was right in front of him. I grabbed his arm and pulled him back. Move! I shouted. We stumbled into the wall. The man, who I now knew was the priest, stepped between us and her. Stay behind me, he said firmly. The girl stopped. Just inches away from him. Her head tilted slowly. Like she was studying him. Then she smiled again. You can't stop this, she said in that deep voice. The priest didn't flinch. You don't belong here, he said calmly. She laughed. Oh, but I do. Her eyes shifted. Slowly. Back to Ryan. He called us. Ryan shook his head hard. No, I didn't. Yes, you did, she cut in. Her voice echoed. Like more than one voice speaking at once. You said yes. The room felt colder. My hands were shaking again. What is happening? I whispered. The priest reached into his pocket. Pulled out a small cross. Held it up. You will leave her, he said. The girl's smile faded slightly. For the first time. She looked annoyed. Then angry. Her body stiffened. And suddenly, all the lights flickered. On. Off. On. Off. The air felt heavy again. Like something was pressing down on my chest. Ryan grabbed my arm. I told you, he whispered. I told you this was real. I didn't answer. Because now, I believed him. The girl stepped back slowly, her eyes never leaving Ryan. You can't hide, she said softly. We're already inside. Then she laughed again. And suddenly, her body dropped to the floor, hard. Like all the energy just left her. Silence filled the room. The lights stopped flickering. Everything went still. For a moment. No one moved. Then the priest lowered the cross. It's not over, he said quietly. I swallowed. What was that? He looked at me. Something that should not be here. Ryan stepped forward slowly. Is she okay? The girl lay on the floor. Not moving. But breathing. Slow. The priest nodded. For now. I rubbed my arms. Trying to warm up. Did that thing leave? The priest didn't answer right away. He walked over to the girl. Kneeled beside her. Then said something that made my stomach drop. No, he said. It's still here. Ryan stepped back. What do you mean still here? The priest stood up. Turned to us. It's attached now. My chest tightened. To her. He shook his head. To him. And pointed at Ryan. Everything went quiet again. No, Ryan whispered. That's not possible. The priest stepped closer. You opened the door, he said. And it walked through. I looked at Ryan. Then back at the priest. Can you stop it? The priest's face went serious. We can try. Ryan grabbed his head. I didn't mean to do this. His voice was breaking now. I just wanted money. I didn't think it was real. The priest nodded slowly. They never do. That didn't help. Not at all. What happens if you don't stop it? I asked. The priest looked at me. Then at Ryan. And said something that made my blood run cold. It takes what it was promised. Ryan's hand started shaking. My soul. The priest didn't respond. He didn't have to. We all knew. Okay, I said quickly. What do we do? The priest took a deep breath. There is a way. Ryan looked up fast. What is it? The priest hesitated. Then said. We must send it back. How? I asked. He looked toward the hallway. There is a place. That didn't sound good. What kind of place? He didn't answer directly. Where the line is thin, he said. Ryan frowned. What does that mean? The priest grabbed a small bag from a table. Filled with things I didn't recognize. Candles. Old papers. Something that looked like ash. We don't have much time, he said. I felt a chill again. Why not? He looked at Ryan. Because it's learning. Ryan's face went pale. Learning what? The priest's voice dropped. How to stay. That was enough for me. Okay, let's go, I said. I don't want to stay here. The priest nodded. Good. We left the room. Walked back through the hallway. The church felt different now. Darker. Heavier. Like something was watching us. We stepped outside. The sky had changed. Clouds covered the sun. The air felt colder. This way, the priest said. He led us around the back of the church. There was a path. Narrow. Covered in dirt and leaves. We followed him. The trees got thicker. The light got dimmer. How far is this place? I asked. Not far, he said. Ryan walked beside me. Silent. Then he whispered. I feel it. I looked at him. What? It's close. My stomach dropped. Don't say that. We kept walking. Until we reached it. An old building. Smaller than the church. Broken windows. Half of the roof gone. What is this? I asked. The priest stopped. This is where it started. Ryan looked confused. What do you mean? The priest turned slowly. This is where the first deal was made. I didn't like that at all. Then why are we here? He stepped toward the door. Because this is where we end it. The door creaked as he pushed it open. The inside was dark. Cold. Smelled like dust. And something else. Something wrong. We stepped in. The floor cracked under our feet. The air felt thick again. Like before. Stay close, the priest said. We moved deeper inside. The room was empty. Except for a circle on the floor. Drawn with something black. What is that? I asked. The priest placed his bag down. Our only chance. Ryan stepped back. I don't like this. Neither do I, the priest said. But we don't have a choice. He started setting things up. Candles. The papers. The ash. Stand here, he told Ryan. Pointing to the center of the circle. Ryan hesitated. Will this hurt? The priest looked at him. Yes. Ryan swallowed hard. But stepped forward. Into the circle. I stayed just outside. Watching. The priest lit the candles. One by one. The flames burned blue. That wasn't normal. Okay, I whispered. This is bad. The priest started speaking. Words I didn't understand. Low. Slow. The air started to change again. Colder. Heavier. Ryan grabbed his chest. I feel it. The candles flickered wildly. The walls creaked. And then, Ryan screamed. Not like before. Louder. Pain. Real pain. His body jerked. Like something inside him was moving. Hold on, the priest shouted. Ryan dropped to his knees. I can't. His voice changed. Deeper. Breaking. They're here, he gasped. My heart was pounding. What do you mean they? Then I heard it. Footsteps. Behind me. Slow. Heavy. I turned. And my blood ran cold. Because standing in the doorway were 3 figures. Tall. Dark. Smiling. Watching us. And they weren't human. I couldn't breathe. They were standing in the doorway. 3 of them. Tall. Still. Smiling. Not moving like normal people. Not even blinking. Just watching us. My legs felt weak. Marcus. Ryan gasped from inside the circle. His voice sounded wrong again. Like it was breaking into 2 voices. They're here. I see them. I shouted. The priest didn't stop. He kept speaking those strange words. Louder now. Faster. The blue flames of the candles started shaking hard. The air felt freezing. Like winter had just rushed into the room. Do not look at them, the priest warned. Too late. One of the figures stepped forward. Slow. Its head tilted. Just like the girl did earlier. Then it spoke. And my stomach dropped. Because it was using Ryan's voice. You called us. Ryan screamed. Make them stop. His body lifted slightly off the ground. Not all the way. But enough. Enough to know something was holding him up. The priest slammed something onto the floor. A small metal object. It made a sharp sound. Stay inside the circle, he shouted. Ryan tried to move. But he couldn't. His arms jerked. His back arched. Like something inside him was pulling in different directions. The second figure stepped forward now. Closer to me. Its smile widened. You cannot take him back, it said. My voice. It was using my voice now. I stepped back. No, stay away. The third figure didn't move. It just stood there. Watching. Waiting. The priest raised his voice louder. The words he was saying started to echo. Like the room was repeating him. You do not belong here, he shouted. The figures didn't react. They just kept coming. Closer. Closer. One step at a time. The candles started going out. One by one. Pop. 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 No, the priest yelled. He grabbed more from his bag. Tried to relight them. But the flames kept dying. Ryan screamed again. Louder than before. I can't hold it. His voice broke into 2. Then 3. All speaking at once. They're inside, they're inside. My chest felt tight. What do I do? I shouted. The priest looked at me. For the first time. He looked worried. Do not let them touch him. That didn't help. At all. Because the first figure was almost at the circle now. It reached out its hand. Long fingers. Too long. Stretching toward Ryan. No. I yelled. I didn't think. I just moved. I grabbed a piece of wood from the floor. And swung it hard. It passed right through the figure. Like it wasn't even there. But the figure stopped. Slowly turned its head toward me. And smiled wider. Wrong choice, it said in my voice. Then everything went worse. The third figure finally moved. Fast. Too fast. It rushed forward. Straight toward the circle. The priest stepped in front of it. Raised the cross. Back, he shouted. The figure stopped. For a second. Just 1 second. Then it leaned closer. And whispered something. I couldn't hear it. But I saw the priest's face change. Fear. Real fear. He stepped back. Just a little. That was enough. The figure reached the circle. Its hand crossed the line. And the moment it did, Ryan screamed louder than ever before. The sound filled the whole building. The candles all went out at once. Darkness. Complete darkness. I couldn't see anything. Just hear Ryan screaming. And something else. Whispering. Many voices. All around us. You gave it. It belongs to us. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop. I screamed. I dropped to my knees, covering my ears. But it didn't help. The voices were inside my head now. Then suddenly, silence. Everything stopped. No voices. No screaming. Nothing. I slowly lifted my head. The room was quiet. Too quiet. Ryan. I whispered. No answer. Father. Still nothing. My eyes adjusted slowly. A little light came through the broken roof. Enough to see. And what I saw, I will never forget. Ryan was lying on the floor. Not moving. The priest was on the ground too. Still. The figures were gone. Completely gone. I crawled toward Ryan. My hands shaking. Ryan, wake up. I touched his shoulder. Cold. Too cold. No, no, no. I shook him gently. Come on, this isn't funny. Nothing. He didn't move. Didn't breathe. My chest tightened. Tears filled my eyes. No. I looked at the priest. He was slowly moving. Barely. Father, I said. He coughed. Weak. It's done, he whispered. I shook my head. No, he's not waking up. The priest closed his eyes for a moment. Then opened them. He's gone. That hit me hard. No, you said we could save him. His voice was weak. We tried. I sat there. Next to Ryan. Not knowing what to do. Not understanding how it ended like this. After everything. It still took him. Then something moved. Very small. Very slight. I froze. Did you see that? I whispered. The priest didn't answer. I looked down. At Ryan. His hand twitched. Just a little. My heart jumped. Wait, he moved. I leaned closer. Ryan. Can you hear me? Slowly. Very slowly. His eyes opened. Relief hit me hard. You're okay. I said. But then I saw his face. And the relief disappeared. Because his eyes. They weren't right. Too dark. Too empty. He looked at me. And smiled. That same wide. Unnatural smile. And in that deep voice. He said. We made a new deal. My blood went cold. What? He sat up slowly. Too slowly. Too controlled. And then he said something that made everything worse. Now, we don't have to take. He leaned closer. Smiling wider. We can choose. The priest tried to move. But he was too weak. Run, he whispered. I didn't wait. I ran. Out of the building. Through the trees. Back toward the road. I didn't stop. Didn't look back. I just ran. And ran. Until I couldn't anymore. I made it back to my car, jumped in, locked the doors, started the engine, and drove. I didn't go back. Not for Ryan. Not for the priest. Not for anything. I just left. That was 3 weeks ago. I haven't heard from Ryan since. But sometimes, late at night, I get calls. Unknown number. I don't answer. But I listen. And every time, there's breathing. Slow. Heavy. And then a voice. My voice. Saying, "Your turn."